Like what cartoon lobsters in The Little Mermaid would have you believe, not everything is always better under the sea, as we found out in 2007's Bioshock. Telling the story of the underwater city of Rapture, Bioshock mixed first-person shooter action with an Art Deco style and a deep, compelling storyline to create an action game that was both memorable and won countless Game of the Year awards into the bargain. Now there's a sequel to Bioshock on the way that sees you step into the weighted boots of one of the diving suit-clad behemoths from the first game, known as the Big Daddies, to take on the new ruler of Rapture. We're here in San Francisco to catch up with the producers to find out what's new under the sea.
Rapture is a body delta. I am the voice, and Big Sister is the hand. When Rapture speaks of you, it says only this: sleep now. Your day is done.
I'm Melissa Finley. I'm the executive producer on Bioshock 2.
I'm Carlos Cuello, and I'm the lead programmer on Bioshock 2.
Fantastic. Okay, so just to start off with, can you tell us what's the setting of Bioshock 2? What's going on this time around?
Well, it's still in Rapture, and it's 10 years after the original game, 10 years after Jack left and took Andrew Ryan down with him, basically. So there's been a bit of a power struggle in Rapture. Things have changed quite a bit. And in this game, you don't play somebody from the outside. You play a Big Daddy, and one of the very first prototype Big Daddies as well. So you're very powerful, very agile, and you're really seeing Rapture from a very different point of view.
The playing as a Big Daddy thing, how did that come about? How was that decision made to include that as the main protagonist of the game?
Well, if you think about who's interesting in Rapture, who's powerful, who's somebody who you'd really like to step into the shoes of, the Big Daddy was really the first guy who came to mind.
So how does playing as a Big Daddy actually change the gameplay of Bioshock 2?
Playing as a Big Daddy, of course, you're much more powerful than a lot of the normal splicers from Bioshock 1. Fortunately, it's 10 years later, so the splicers have had a chance to splice up even more than the first game.
But you can also use plasmids as a Big Daddy, which makes you different than any other Big Daddy. So not only do you have a drill on one hand, but you've got Electrobolt or Incinerate in the other, and the combination of those two things makes you quite a juggernaut to be reckoned with.
Yeah, just playing the game now, it was it kind of struck me how you can use both simultaneously. You're firing the plasmid and using the gun at the same time. Can you talk a bit more about that and how the kind of combat works now?
Well, basically we wanted to make sure that rather than having to choose between am I in my weapon mode or am I in my plasmid mode, we wanted to make it much more fluid, much more on the fly, where, for example, if I wanted to pick up somebody with telekinesis with one hand and shoot him with my shotgun with the other, that seems like a combination that you ought to be able to do.
So how have you gone about including a multiplayer aspect into a game that's so kind of built around a story the way Bioshock 2 is?
Well, the way we did it was that we got a team to work on multiplayer exclusively. So what we really tried to do is make them very separate experiences, set in two different timelines. One is 10 years after the original game. One is just before the events of just before Jack arriving.
Excellent. So, yeah, as I mentioned there, the story, kind of one of the things that really made Bioshock stand out was the story of the game. So have you gone about ensuring that Bioshock 2 kind of lives up to its predecessor in that way?
We've thought about it pretty much every single day. You know, I think it's going to be up to you to decide whether we've succeeded, but it is absolutely our goal.
Oh, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
My name is Alan Good, and I'm a systems designer at Digital Extremes, working on the multiplayer portion of Bioshock 2.
Just from playing the game in the demo there, you're not playing as any of the characters you played in Bioshock before. You're not playing the main character in Bioshock 2. You're not playing the main character in Bioshock 1. Yeah. There were quite a few guys to choose from. Yeah. So can you kind of run us through that and who's in there?
Yeah, so like we have all kinds of essentially archetypes that you'd probably find in the 1950s, 1960s, like the housewife. You have the welder. You also have the football player, because Rapture has sports. Like, part of the thing is building tonics and plasmids in order to make you better at sports or stronger. There's also businessmen. There's all kinds of different options.
And you can also kind of customize yourself a bit with the masks and things like that.
Yeah, we do have some customization. So every character will have a unique melee weapon, and then beyond that you'll have all kinds of other melee options you can use, but you have masks. Like, you can put on bunny ear masks or stuff with pink feathers and stuff like that, or whatever you want.
I mean, and then at the end of the game I was playing, I noticed that the players were being awarded Adam for how well they performed. So can we take from that there's a kind of persistent character that you develop and you can upgrade?
When you research, when you hack something, you get Adam. In winning matches, you gain Adam for these things. And the more Adam you get, there's a company like within the narrative that you'll discover called Sinclair Solutions, which is a product testing company. So the more Adam you're getting is helping them, because you're testing their products for them. So at that point, it's the more I gain, the more they reward me to test new products. So this is where the progression system comes in. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Oh, thank you.
sound of that.